Hello YouTube, this is Sarah. How's it going? There's a studio update today. I'll put you on this coffee cup, hang on. Ooh, Folgers. What's going on in the studio? Been working really hard on the studio. Decluttering, organizing, putting everything where it should be, except for some of the glaze. I've got me and Mary's spaces all worked out. My friend Mary is working with me. And she's making a lot of pots. She's doing these trays. Oh, those are amazing. She stamped it with the sage, with the Cleveland sage. Let's see this one. Oh man, those are so cool. These are great. Those are so cool, I love this. I've been experiencing some constipation in my hands and in my heart, so I haven't been making pots. It's been a while. I made one, I put it in the trash. I'll show it to you. This was the pot that I made. I let it dry out before putting a foot on it. Today, bottom, inside. It looks like a Sarah pot. This looks like, here's the stamp that I made the other day. I don't know. I'm more focused on glaze chemistry right now, and there's some rocks that I'm interested in. Did a video on the rocks. I'll do that. I'll put that up today. Got my passport today to go to England, which is insane. Can't wait. Sometime next year. That was the goal. That was the timeline. Sometime next year I'll go to England. We'll see. I want to see the V&A Museum. I want to visit British potters that I like. I want to go to Cornwall to see the Leech pottery. What a pilgrimage. So much of my heart and my life is wrapped up in pottery. It's my purpose. Like, what I do. Gardening and pottery. Yeah, I just had to do other stuff with my hands. I haven't been able to make much pottery. So, anyway, studio update. Folgers. I've been searching out little markets in Altadena to sell these trays, to sell these little pots that we're making. And I'm using up the rest of my Sold 860 clay because the clay moving on here on out will be 100% local, and the glazes as well. So we have ash, we have clay, we have plants. We're good. So we don't need to get my studio, Earthfield studio that I founded with Mary. We don't need, you know, capitalist materials. We still need it. We need to take a nap, eat some beans, and make some pots with materials that are free from the earth, and go hiking in nature and be Taoist, Buddhist, reincarnated nuns. Okay. I'm really interested in these rocks that I found in 2018. It was just, I feel inspired. Potters just need our hands. And I love this stamp that Mary put it on her pots. It's so cool. Cool. This is a Cleveland sage. This is California wild sage. Wow. I was scoping out these little markets in Altadena today. And found some local honey from the Angeles National Forest. It's sage honey. Okay, it's my pot of inspiration coming out right now. This is one of the first pieces that I made with the local clay in my studio in the valley with iron glazes and just basic jug stoneware glazes with wild clay. This is the clay that's local to Pasadena. This is the first clay that I dug here within 25 feet of my studio. So I'm gonna fire this and see how it shrinks up. If it's, we're gonna check to see if it's earthenware, if I can push it up to stoneware, if it's a slip, if it's a glaze. I have hopeful feelings about this local earth, so this is the first dried sample of Pasadena clay. This is the first sample of clay that I dug in the valley and then fired it. Look at the color difference. So this was 100% local clay with local clay glaze. Fired to cone 6, I believe. This was a cone 6, and the shrinkage was unbelievable. So I ended up, to make this local clay body from the valley, I ended up Topanga State Beach sand. And push that up to make this piece. Got the fuchsite from Mojave Desert. Fuchsite and muscovite. We have the garnet that turned blue as my inspiration. Tessertine. Tessertine. Garnet. It's a chrysocolla. This looks more like chrysocolla than it does fuchsite. This is a pit fire bead that I made with my professor in 2004. My first ceramics professor, Jerry. And we fired this at Point Magoo in a big vat. And we dug a hole in the beach, and kids were staying overnight and doing headstands all night and smoking weed. And this was the first time that I tried yerba mate tea. And I've always had really low energy, just naturally. I just need a nap all the time. And I was just born that way. And so I remember this one picnic we were doing this pit fire, and it was the first time I had yerba mate, and it was amazing. It was like so much caffeine, so I have to drink coffee all the time. this last thing, this is my YouTube video. This is a shell that Tom Coleman gave me out of his pocket. It makes me smile because I was studying with Tom Coleman one time, and he's kind of a cantankerous person. If you mess up, he's gonna judge you for it. And I was so fucking nervous and shy. I sat in the back. I was like, oh, thank God for his nice assistant, because his nice assistant was so lovely. And I was like, oh gosh, she's a great lesbian. Oh my God. I'm just gonna hold on to her, because he is like, he was like kind of so incredibly talented. And so he must have seen me quivering in the back or something. I was just kind of, we were throwing together, and we had to throw pots together as a class. And so I was throwing pots, and there's one time when my bat just flew off, and he just went, "What the hell is that?" I went to the bathroom and I cried. Who the hell would have such a stupid bat? Look at that stupid bat. And everybody look at that, and I was like, oh my God, that's my bat. So then at the end of this class, he gave me this as like, I don't know, he gave me this from his pocket. And he's like, "You're a good Potter kid." Thanks. I also smashed like all the pots that we made. We fired this big guile kiln, and most of my pots just ran onto the shelf, and I threw them out. And I guess, I don't know, I feel guilty for that. I feel like, oh, I must have been so ungrateful, because they had all these Yanagihara glazes and everything. Like the famous Japanese potter, and he had all these stories about potters, and it was so cool. He would just talk about these potters. Anyway, so that's been my inspiration, so my hands can make pots again, because they're not making pots right now. Going back in the inspiration jar, all my happy things. I'm just gonna do the present moment in this one. I'm only gonna include this Pasadena one. Let's do that. I'm gonna put this on the table. I also, for my grandmother, I have the piece of cactus that my grandmother gave me. And a piece of wood that Ray found in Sedona. All right, this is the update. This is the piece that I made. I just made this piece, and it's going back in the garbage. So, I'm going to, I love this double rim. There's T-ball. All right, adios. Thanks for watching the video.